What's up, everyone? How's it going? Welcome to week 2, round 2, whatever you want to call it. St. Louis. This was actually a pretty good race. The track, I think, was pretty cool with, you had the big bridge step over, whatever you want to call it. You had the two huge, doubles that were crossing the track. I think this was a pretty cool round. Obviously, if you didn't notice and you didn't see by the thumbnail that obviously Roczen won, but the big story, or the beginning part of this in the 250s, was Ferrandis obliterating himself. He had the first corner mistake where he grabbed the front brake super hard, shot himself into one person, which shot into another person. Those two guys got screwed. They got launched off the track, and they're probably privateers, so sucks for them. But I think he ended up somewhere, he was way down. Forkner, he did, what I expected Forkner to do this year. He came in first. I'm really, again, if you didn't see last week, I'm going to say it right now, I'm really glad how Craig rode until he ended up falling and, what did he end up doing? Oh yeah, well, before I even get to that, the whole, Lawrence and I don't even remember the guy's name. It was something weird. Macaulay, something like that. Lawrence just jumped right into him in heat number 2 and landed on both bikes landed on him. Yeah, that sucked for that guy. But that was heat 2. Either way, I'm still really happy about how Craig rode last week, this week, whatever you want to call it. Out front, doing what he needed to do. Ferrandis, oh yeah. As I'm watching, I watch the replays while I'm doing this, so if you don't understand what's going on, if I'm a little bit jumpy, it's because I'm remembering something. But then, I forgot in the, what's his name? Ferrandis had the Heat 1 crash, and he also had the crash in the finals. He really screwed himself this week. He didn't have a very good week at all for being, bad starts and crashes and just not a good day for number 1. But, good job for Forkner for winning. Again, good job for Craig for running second or third for most of the race until he cross-rided and got a bike handle. I don't know what you want to call it. He fell and got it right in the stomach and apparently couldn't breathe for a few minutes. If you watch their vlogs, he has this massive red welt up on his ribs. It probably hurt like a bitch. But Cooper came second. Forkner came first. Hartraff came third. And where was Ferrandis was 14th. Yeah, he imploded a little bit this week. Which, especially on a 250, you can't really do because you get half the rounds. It's not like a 450 race where you can get the 450 race where if you get 1 or 2 bad rounds, as long as you win a bunch and you're up on the podium, the rest you can almost even it out. But on a 250 where you're only getting half the rounds, if you get a bad one, especially 14th, your championship is pretty well shot. Not saying you can't come back, but, it's hard. Then the 450 race. This 450 race was good for me to watch. Osborne got the jump, and then Roczen was just like, bye. I'm winning this race. Yeah, I think he lasted maybe a couple laps in second, and then was just like, peace, I'm out. Barsha was right up there again, which is great. You had Cianciarulo right up there. Webb had a shitty week. I think he ended up 13th or 14th, something like that. Just a bad week. Then Cianciarulo had his rookie mistake. He was right up there battling. Got almost chop blocked Osborne. Chop blocked him. Got chop blocked again on the next turn. Barsha ran a great race. I mean, first and second, not exactly the worst starts of the season you can have. But yeah, right there. As I'm watching this again, Cianciarulo chop blocked him on one of the big double sections, and then Osborne just ran him high and sent him into the tough blocks. And it's what you can't expect to run someone hard, and then if you give them the opening the next round, the next chance, but it was good. I mean, Cianciarulo ran up right there until he fell. I think he still finished in front of Tomac. I could be wrong about that, but I might be wrong. I don't remember. But it was a good race. I mean, good job for Roczen. I think it's his first win, they said, in 2 or 3 years. I want to say 3 years, because the last two he's had one broken arm and then another. But I mean, you got to give it to him. He, after both those injuries, to come back to one to come back and still want to race. Two, to be fast and not be scared about it, or just kind of worried you're going to get hurt again. To run as hard as he is, it's good for him. Brayton was right up there again. I mean, I think they said it's his first time riding for a factory team in 8 years, something like that. It's been a long time. But I mean, it was good. It was a good race. I like the track again. I think it was super technical. There's a lot of the big doubles, which aren't really hard. They're just big doubles. If you couldn't jump it, if you got a bad drive, if you missed it, if you cut somebody off or they cut you off, you lost so much time not being able to jump them, having to single or roll, not really jumping them. But it was a pretty good race. Webb finished 12th. I mean, again, imploding, but on a 450 you have a little bit more time because you have more rounds, especially when you consider he finished on the podium last week and Tomac finished only sixth this week, so a second and a 13th is probably pretty close to whatever Tomac was an 8th or 9th and a 6th. They're probably pretty close. Everyone else, Baggett was top 10. Wilson was 13th. But you had all the big guys: Roczen, Varsha, Anderson, Cianciarulo, Tomac, Baggett, all within the top 10. That's a pretty good running list right now. And I think I do say this is probably one of the better races, considering you had Roczen out there, but you had a lot of actual racing. Good passes between Cianciarulo passing a bunch of people, falling back, passing a bunch of people. You had Tomac coming back up from, I think he was 10th or 11th in the beginning. It was a good race. A2 next week. I don't know what it looks like, but it's going to be good. I expect Varsha to be up there again. I expect Anderson to be up there again. All the same names that I just said, because they're the title contenders. And again, I'm gonna put it right out here now. I think I said it last week maybe, but I fully expect Forkner. I fully expect Forkner to win the 250 West Championship, especially even though he had his mistake and ended up 5th on the first race. He wins this one, and Ferrandis is 14th. I'm pretty sure he's got it in the bag now, unless he injures himself again or something stupid happens. I'm assuming he's gonna win, but yeah, not too much to really talk about. Nothing really big happened this week, not like last week with the jumping in tough blocks and stuff. But thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe. The other video actually did pretty well for my size channel. I'll say that it had more views than I have subscribers, so that's kind of cool. But also, why are you not subscribing? Like, share, subscribe, comment. Again, I'll leave my Instagram and my Twitter in the description below. And I'll see y'all later. Peace.